Yes guys, what's going on? Shorey here. Today we've got some 20-0 custom tactics for you guys to take into FUT Champions, potentially rivals, potentially Elite Division rivals, and many other game modes such as squad battles, etc. That wasn't funny. It's just not very funny, Alex. In this video, guys, we'll be talking about 4 different formations that I've got on my custom tactics and going into depth into each one and why and when to switch to that formation in-game, etc. If you guys enjoy the video, drop a like, subscribe to the channel. I don't know what this is all going on here. Without further ado, we'll jump straight into the team here. And as you can see, bish bash, we've got a pretty fantastic team going on right now. Now, guys, I've had 2 tournaments recently, played last weekend, and this was the team/tactics that I used for them tournaments. So obviously, you know, we've been using it at the top level against some of the best players in the world. But yeah, this is the team that I've been using. We won't go into depth too much about it because you guys are here for tactics, not teams, not a squad builder. But yeah, it's just obviously a rather wonderful team. These new World Cup heroes are just absolutely excellent. But as I mentioned, ladies and gents, so we've got 4 formations that I'm going to go into depth on and sort of touch on, etc. And I'll just speak about the new meta. Now, obviously, one thing very important to note in this custom tactics video, guys, is of course this is post-patch now. So we had a very important patch come out about a week ago now that has changed the game quite a lot. And we've had a couple of things made slightly worse. Obviously, the lengthy thing is a big part. We've had through balls get a bit better. We've had Trivela shots get nerfed and stuff like that. So in this video, we're going to go through these 4 formations that I've got set up right here, and we're going to talk in a little bit of depth about them, ladies and gentlemen. So starting us off in the 4 formations, guys, we have got the 4-2-3-1. Being a very balanced formation in the game. I know we won't touch on this one too much compared to other formations, boys, as this is sort of my formation to switch to when I'm trying to defend a lead, right? So this is when I'm getting right to the end of a game. I might be 2 goals up or something like that. Maybe the guy's got constant press on, and 4-2-3-1 is just an extremely balanced formation in order to sort of get the ball up the pitch because, you know, you've got so many players in and around each other, but it's a balanced formation, you know, because you've got some width and you've also got some options in the middle, if that makes sense. Just a really, really balanced formation. 4-2-3-1 obviously been one of like Texas main formations that he's used over the years to win an unbelievable amount of tournaments. But yeah, boys, so 50 width, 60 depth. The depth on 60 is just because I like my team to be quite high up, even though I don't want my team pressing all the way back deep into the box too much because it just invites too much pressure. So that's why I like the depth on 60, and I do advise that to you guys as well. Chance creation on direct passing. Obviously, we knew this came into the game last year, ladies and gentlemen, and it's no different this year. Direct passing is still what sort of all the pros are using in their games in this chance creation custom tactic. The players in box, obviously, if we're trying to defend elite chaps, we're not trying to throw loads of bodies forward. So the players in box is low, along with corners and free kicks. And the width on 50, we just like it balanced, ladies and gentlemen. Now into the instructions, boys, we have got literally, so we've got getting behind on the striker, but then come back on defense on all of the front four players. Then on the CDMs, boys, we've got cover center and as well stay back while attacking. Can't stress to you guys enough how much it's important to have the center mids on cover center, right? This is a really, really important tactic because cover wing, don't get me wrong, can be good. But if you guys have ever wondered sometimes why in your teams sometimes like someone's attacking through you and your 2 CDMs are just nowhere to be seen, it's probably because you've got them on cover wing, ladies and gents. So if you whack them on cover center, you're chilling. And then, of course, stay back while attacking. Like I said, boys, this is an extremely defensive formation. Moving swiftly on, we have got the 4-3-2-1, a very, very meta formation this year. Started to come into it last year as well, was being used a lot. Again, very, very balanced tactics, boys. 50 width again, 60 depth, build-up play balance, chance creation, direct passing once again, along with 50 width. And then, of course, we've got 5 players in box, 2 corners, 2 free kicks. This is like a formation that I am trying to use to sort of attack my opponent. I mean, this 4-3-2-1 is absolutely amazing. And with the way we've got the tactics set up, it attacks quite similar, boys, actually, to a 4-1-2-1-2, which, of course, has been a very, very meta formation in this game. And I'll have to talk about a couple of things with the instructions we've got on these players as well, because it makes the team very interesting, boys. Now, R9, of course, in on getting behind here, and also stay central and stay forward, right? With our main attacker, we want them to just stay forward in this formation because it just works, right? However, there is some interesting stuff. Now, on this side of the pitch, boys, we've got the left, center forward, if you like, in Alawaran. Probably butchered the pronunciation there. On comeback on defense, getting behind, and also, again, stay central, right? Because this formation, you've already kind of, you want them on stay central because, like I said, it being similar to the 4-1-2-1-2, everyone's sort of pinging the ball around with this formation, quick passing. And, of course, first-time through balls in this game, guys, are an absolute disgrace, right? They're the most easy thing in order to put through a player on goal. So, with first-time through balls, it's always good to have these on stay central because then obviously they're making runs more down the middle of the pitch, if that makes sense, rather than drifting out wide. Another important point, as we have here, stay forward, stay central, and getting behind on Mbappe there as well. An important point of why Alawaran is on comeback on defense here, ladies and gents, is because Theo Hernandez, we have got on overlap. Now, this is only on one side of the pitch. So on Kyle Walker, we've got stay back while attacking, just mixed attack on him, right? However, here we've got balanced attack and overlap on the fullback. So because we've got the left side of Alawaran on comeback on defense, it means we're allowed to get ourselves our left back to come up the pitch a little bit. And it just gives us another option, right? This formation, when you're going forward, is an absolute disgrace, guys. Honestly, like, the way you can fly forward with this is ridiculous. On the center midfielders, we've got stay back while attacking on the two left-sided ones. And then on Ginola, because he's my fourth attacker, we've just got balanced attack, right? And then once again, like we mentioned from before, boys, we've got cover center on Perisic, cover center on Yaya Toure. And once again, they act as players who can just sit in front of the defense and, you know, absolutely guard it for you, boys. You know what I mean? Because as soon as they're on cover wing, it just leaves you so exposed in the middle. And you'd rather the guy have the ball out on the wing than be able to get the ball into their strikers and pass it into their strikers, etc., if that makes sense. So that's the 4-3-2-1 there, guys. And like I said, it's extremely similar to attacking in like a 4-1-2-1-2 formation. And a lot of the top pro players are using this. So I'd seriously advise you guys giving a go at this. It's a little bit different and might take a little bit to get used to this formation. However, once you get used to it, I really feel like you can attack very well. And if you guys are struggling to score goals, this is a formation I would certainly advise. Two formations out of the way and into the third here, we have got the 4-2-2. Now, this is my formation. This is the one that I've been using consistently from the start of every game now. It's between the 4-3-2-1 and 4-2-2 at the moment in my head, like what I'm using meta-wise. However, 4-2-2 right now is just taking the cake right now, ladies and gentlemen. Taking the cake. I don't know what sort of expression that is. But yeah, very random tactics here in 45 width, which is not too crazy. But then 72 depth is just very random. But realistically, I just want the depth really high with this team, because like I said, I don't want my team pressing back very far. I like pressing my opponent, and I like playing like a high line-ish, I suppose. So when you're doing offside traps, along with having 72 depth with your defensive depth, your team's going to be like pushed quite high up, which is risky in a way, of course, because when you've got people doing these first time through balls, guys, you've got to be extremely vigilant. Like, you really have got to look all the time when your opponent is triggering a run like that, because of course, first time through balls are extremely hard to mark in this game. So obviously, the higher up your defense is, the more risk you're taking in a way, because then you're giving someone the chance to do an overtop through ball first time, which I'm sure you guys have played against. So you've got to be very wary of that. Once again, direct passing, 50 width, 4 players in the box, 2 corners, 2 free kicks, bish, bash, bash. I'm going to need to stop doing that, actually, to be honest. Then on the strikers in this formation, ladies and gents, I've got mixed attack, right? So mixed attack just feels pretty calm for me in this. Now, any other formation, getting behind was more because it's a bit more of like a ping-pong-like pass formation where you're going through the midfield a lot. Whereas this, you kind of can play it out wide, obviously, out to Alawaran and Kylian Mbappe. And then that's why I've got these on mixed attack, because obviously we can, of course, trigger our runs with L1 to our strikers. So getting behind, I don't necessarily need, if that makes sense. Then on the 2 CDMs, boys, I've got balanced attack, but of course, once again, cover center. Balanced attack is just because I actually really like my center mids getting forward, because realistically, I like having them involved as much as possible for the potential long shots. Of course, Perisic can absolutely ping a Trivela top bins. And even though Trivelas have been nerfed, guys, Trivelas are still absolutely wonderful and fantastic. I was scoring loads of them in my most recent qualifier that I played in, and they still do fly in. So just keep that bared in mind, because as much as they were nerfed, not enough to the point where you shouldn't do them. And that's why, of course, I've still got Mbappe playing right attacking midfield, and then Alawaran playing left attacking midfield for them Trivela shots that you can do, because obviously they're so good. And then R9 and Ginola up top. Then the fullbacks, boys, is simply just stay back while attacking on the left back and right back. As much as this is my main formation, it's more of a basic one. I would say the 4-3-2-1 that we just looked at before was a bit more like of an out there formation, and something you guys should try and might take a bit more getting used to. 4-2-2 is, of course, very balanced. It's similar to 4-4-2. Obviously, the cams are just slightly higher up. We love using the width with this formation, and once again, it's extremely balanced, the 4-4-2, right? So that's absolutely spectacular. And then to finish off the custom tactics, ladies and gentlemen, we have got quite similar to my last formation. It's basically like the exact same. It's more just ultra attacking, right? So, for example, we've got getting behind on the strikers, because I just want them absolutely going in behind as much as possible. And of course, like I mentioned with the last one, you can trigger the runs yourself, but when we're on ultra attacking and we're trying to get the ball forward as quickly as possible, it's literally just, you know, absolutely fly. The wingers on stay forward, which is very helpful when you're trying to do through balls like over the top to each corner, if that makes sense. So if you get the ball with your fullback and you want to just trigger a run and send them straight away, they'll already be up the pitch on the wing, if that makes sense. I'm going absolutely all over the gaff with my arms, by the way. CMs, exactly the same, boys, as the previous formation: cover center and balanced attack. And then on the fullbacks, we've got stay back while attacking on Kyle Walker, but overlap, because of course this is just the absolute kitchen sink of a formation. And of course, join the attack as well on Theo Hernandez. We don't have him on stay back while attacking. Now I know you guys might be thinking, oh, this is a bit weird, like an ultra attacking formation, how come you've not got constant press on? Now boys, one thing that's extremely important to remember in this game now is that constant press is an absolute killer, right? You guys do not want to be using constant press in this game anymore, because constant pressure drains your stamina horrendously to the point where it's not very good unless you were going to put it on for the last sort of 15-10 minutes of a game and you're really trying to chase that goal. If not otherwise, I would advise massively to you guys to use in FUT Champs, Rivals, etc. Always use press after possession loss if you're trying to chase a game right now, especially if you're chasing it from like half time, for example, because by the sort of 60th, 70th minute, your players will just be on the floor, like just staring up to the sky, like what is going on type thing here. Don't really know where I was going with that. But ladies and gentlemen, that is my 20-0 custom tactics. I hope you guys found that helpful in terms of like explaining stuff with the new patch as well, because of course, touching about like Trivela shots, of course, through balls, like these formations are very good for through balls, especially the 4-3-2-1 that we touched on. The on the ground through balls are a little bit better now, which is very good for that formation being a 4-1-2-1-2, where you're just absolutely ping-ponging it up the pitch. But yeah, give some of these formations a try, guys, and of course, they might not work for all of you, but I would really advise giving a go the 4-3-2-1, which is extremely meta, and then of course the 4-2-2-2, my main formation. If you guys enjoyed the video, drop a like, subscribe to the channel. Gonna really get back on the YouTube grind now, boys. This is the first proper video back, and I'm buzzing to get it going. You guys have yourselves a fantastic day, and I'll catch you all on the next one.